Hey guys, Dennis Harris here with Southeast Missouri Hypnosis Foundation, and I want to welcome you to this brand new video. We had several questions on the YouTube channel about checking out a series of hypnosis kits that are done as part of a magic program, a mentalism program that's fairly popular. So we are going to do a reaction video here. Check the video out, find out what's good, what's bad, what works, what doesn't work, what's going on with it, and we'll go from there. So in this video, they are doing something called a hand stick. So we're going to watch this video, dissect it, pull out different bits and pieces of it, and talk about details of it. So let's get right to it.
Look at me for a second. You just push it down at the table and you look right here for me. As you just lock your hand into the table and you'll start to feel it getting heavier and heavier. Give me a nod when you start to feel it getting heavier. Right about there, as it starts to push tighter, locked, welded, bonded, stuck into the table, as it starts to feel like it's getting heavier. You can feel it, right?
Okay,
You're doing incredible,
so
and it starts
from
to get tight.
this
It's all about
beginning
concentration.
part,
It only works with certain
I can
people.
tell you that
But it
this
starts
is
to get
not
tighter,
hypnosis.
and you start to feel it
This is
becoming
not
uncomfortable as it
street
gets locked,
hypnosis.
welded,
This is not
bonded,
clinical
stuck down. You can
hypnosis.
feel that, right?
This
Give
is
me a nod when you
something
feel
quite a
you just
bit
can't
different,
lift
but
it.
we'll get into that in a minute.
Right about there, yeah? As it's locked down, and as you're staring at me now, try lift it. And look, you can now. Comes up.
Now, what's interesting about this
So look, that
is
feeling
that
moves from there.
he's
that
doing
tightness,
a
it goes up
hand
into
stick
your arm
with the
and into your
guy's
throat, and at the thought of
eyes
saying
wide
your own
open.
name, your tongue
There
sticks to the
apparently
base of your
is no
mouth, just
setup.
like your hand stuck to the table, and it starts to
There
feel like
is
it's
no
getting
prep
tighter,
work.
thinking of your own
And
name.
in this
Any
video,
other words,
he's
absolutely
showing
easy,
an
but you start to
actual
feel your tongue
deeper
sticky, and there it is, you
level
start to feel it going.
phenomena
Just at the thought of saying
that's
your own name, but saying anything else
supposedly
is like a breath of
working
fresh air, and it just wants to come out.
in
Try saying
this
your name.
situation.
Say it. And it gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and it gets stuck even more until it's
Now,
just gone.
see, in this
Completely
process,
gone now.
you hear him
Try
say the
saying it
word
this
try.
time. And look,
Hypnotists
what's his
typically
name?
use words that imply failure. So when you talk
And
about
look, but
someone's
yours
hand
won't come out. It just
lifting
sticks
off
tighter
the
and
table
tighter
or
and
being
tighter, and it
stuck,
locks itself.
typically
It
they'll
just
use
won't
the
come out. It starts
words
to
like
feel like a bottle
try.
of pop fizzing up
And
as you're
if you
trying. Now
were
you can see it in your
to
face as it's getting red. And
attempt
what
to lift your
happens
hand,
is,
you'd find
I'm
that
not
it
going to
would
do this for your
stick even
current pinko,
more.
but what happens
You
is in
use
your head now,
phrases
your name, just like these
and
digits start to
words that
change, the
imply
letters changes into
failure
a pin code from an
whenever
old
they
bank.
go through
And
this
it starts to form,
process,
and it
because
feels
it
like it's
helps
genuinely your name. And
build
in a minute, when I
the
ask you to say your name,
experience that they can't
it's not
do
going to
it.
come out to start with, but when I snap my fingers and it comes out, your name's not going to come out. The pin code to your old bank card's going to come out as it starts to feel like it's changing in there now, and it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and you're looking at me and you're going to try say it. Watch what happens. Try saying it. Try saying your name. And it's not coming, look, and you're looking right at me and it's not. And when I snap my fingers, watch what comes out instead.
Now, this part is interesting too, because like I said before, this is not hypnosis. But in this section, he's moving a stuck sensation from the guy's hand up into his wrist,
Now you can
up
say your
into
name.
his
What's your name?
elbow,
Good.
and up into his mouth, and then he transitions it into name amnesia. Now, name amnesia tends to be the easiest phenomena to be able to work with. So the fact that he used a hand stick first to transition into a name amnesia is further proof that this is not real street hypnosis. Well, this is certainly good entertainment for something like a magic or a mentalism show, but this is still, I'm afraid, not hypnosis in any way, shape, or form. But we'll get to that here in a minute. It's great entertainment. It's really entertaining, not only for him because he's having fun, but for everyone that's involved. can tell from his physical reaction that he's having trouble doing these things, but there's a specific reason why. Good job, Kevin. Alrighty. Well, that was a good entertaining skit. So like I said, it's good for magicians and mentalists that don't want to do hypnosis, don't want to do real hypnosis, but this is more of a parlor trick. So the first thing we should probably explain is that when you look at this video, what they're not telling you is that this is staged in a very, very specific way. That gentleman that was sitting at the table was filtered very specifically for this video. And the reason why I know that is because these experiences with the hand stick and the name amnesia, they tend to work on people that are called somnambulists. And only about 10 or 15% of the population are somnambulists. So this guy was probably tested, ran through a couple exercises about focus and attention and stuff, and he was picked out of a group to specifically do this experience on the video, much like a stage hypnotist will test audience members either in their chairs, or they'll bring up about 20 of them on stage and they'll test them several different ways, pick the best, and the rest go back down and sit in their chair. That's what they're doing here. That's why they picked him. Now, I said before that this is not hypnosis. The reason why I know that is because this is nothing to do with stage or street or clinical hypnosis, and this is not even the process someone would do in that. There is a guy in the UK that several years ago created a product. His name is James Tripp, and the product was called Hypnosis Without Trance. Okay, James Tripp, Hypnosis Without Trance. And he created something called pseudo hypnosis, which is not real hypnosis in any way. His product was, for the most part, created as a marketing and advertising gimmick that was pretty deceptive. They claimed that you could hypnotize anybody to stick their hand to a table, no matter who it was, if they could focus and put all their attention on their hand, the glue spreading between their hands and their fingers and spreading up into their wrist, their elbow, and everything. Okay. It doesn't work. Okay. It works with somnambulists only. Okay. That's what the product was actually designed for. If you end up coming across someone who's a natural somnambulist, it will work great. So it'll work with 10 to 15% of the population. The rest of the people that you run across, meet in stores or do these types of things with, it works 0% of the time. It's a complete failure, but they don't tell you that. Just like in this video, this guy was properly groomed and vetted for this experience sitting in this chair. Okay. So that's the reason why he experienced these things with no formal induction, no testing, no suggestibility tests, nothing. Okay. 85% of people cannot do that because they are not somnambulists. Okay. And one other thing I would probably mention is that it's probably a better thing that this is not hypnosis. Okay, like I said, Pseudo hypnosis is not hypnosis in any way, shape, or form. It's basically advertising, marketing garbage. Okay. It's probably better that this is not hypnosis, because after doing hundreds of street hypnosis with subjects, many of them multiple sessions, my perspective on at this point is that you should not be doing street hypnosis with other people unless you have the training, you're certified, and most importantly, you are insured. You should not be doing street hypnosis with people unless you are insured, because there's too many things that can go wrong. There's too many issues that can happen. If you don't know what you're doing, or if you have a problem or a challenge, you don't know how to get out of it unless you're certified and you have the experience to fix it. Okay. I'll give you one perfect example. There is something that happens during hypnosis every once in a while, both clinically and in street, called an ab reaction. If you don't know what that is, if you've never worked with it before, you don't know how to successfully get around it, you're going to be in for a world of problems related to that person and how they experience things in that session. And it's going to be a major fallout. Okay. You don't want to be in that position. So you need to have the background, the training, and the experience as a hypnotist be doing this stuff if this were real hypnosis. Okay. And be insured. Okay. Now, I don't know what the technical ramifications are for doing magic and mentalism are in the street, whether you have to be insured or something. But street hypnosis, you do, because there's too many different technical things that can happen that can injure a subject if you're not paying attention, if you're not aware of what's going on around you, and if you're not focused on maintaining the safety of your subject. Because when they start working with you, their safety is your responsibility. You have to make sure they're safe, otherwise it's completely on you, right? So, very interesting video. Not real hypnosis, pretty much just advertising marketing gimmick. That's pretty much it. I'm glad it's not real hypnosis. I'm glad they're not trying to teach it here, because this would be horrible. And so this is Dennis Harris signing off.